Hey, my name's Jess and I'm a young adult at St Peter's, but I'm currently studying food science and nutrition at Nottingham Uni. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about something that I've been doing in lockdown. So I'm a firm believer that God gives us the gifts and the things that we love doing so that we can share them with others, so that we can use them to demonstrate God's love for others. And so when lockdown hit, being an avid baker, as a lot of you will know, I thought, hey, why don't we use this time to harness technology and do some live bake-alongs on Instagram. And it was an absolute joy doing that for a couple of months at the very beginning of lockdown. And yeah, I love doing them. I love being able to reach out to people, to check in on people, even though I can actually see them, which is a little bit strange. To be able to know someone was baking along with me at the other end of a phone somewhere in the country was a real joy. But I stopped doing that a few months into lockdown and thought, how can I be really missional with my baking? How can I use my baking to glorify God? How can I show others love and bring other people joy through baking? And so I was praying over it one day and was really struck by a verse in Hebrews where it says you should always, I'm paraphrasing, but you should always show hospitality to strangers, because by showing hospitality to strangers you may have shown hospitality to angels. And it really struck me actually that when we love someone else, it's Jesus in them that we're loving. And shouldn't be that be a massive driver for loving people. And all the while I've been thinking about doing a kind of recipe kit of some form, but just didn't really know how I was going to do that. Didn't know how I was going to get the ingredients for it when, shop shelves were still bare. But ended up kind of taking a little bit of a leap of faith and launching the baking beans recipe kits. So each recipe kit comes in a little box like this, and contains all of the dry ingredients that you'll need for any one of 4 recipes. And in each box, as well as the dry ingredients, which are weighed out, comes a little card, a little bit about what baking beans is, what these recipe kits are for, and a written recipe as well with a method and some little hints and tips for getting a perfect, these are cookies, but we also do cinnamon buns, millionaire shortbread and lemon drizzle cake. So yeah, and each kit is £10, and all of the profits from those kit go to Luminary Bakery and Mary's Meals. And this is one of the ways that I just want to bless people through baking, in that all of the profits going to charities will hopefully bless so many people. So for Luminary, who I worked with in my gap year, as some of you will remember, they are a social enterprise bakery that teach women from socially and economically disadvantaged backgrounds how to bake. So all the money that goes to them will go directly towards women entering into and passing through the course, all the way to the other side where they will have incredible employability and entrepreneurship skills. And Mary's Meals are an incredible organisation that are very close to my heart. They're a Christian organisation set up by a guy called Magnus in Scotland. It's a good name. And they provide a meal for a child in a third world country in their place of education. And so it's not just providing money for those schools, all those meals, all those children. It's providing kids with food and an education. It's providing their parents and grandparents with a job to come and cook those school meals. It's providing local farmers with the work to grow those grains and the food that the kids are then eating in school. And it's just incredible. And it only costs £16 to feed one child for a whole year, which shocked me and still does shock me. Isn't it just crazy that it costs that little to feed a child for a year? And so my hope and my prayer for these boxes and what we've seen already is that the money that is raised, as the money's been kind of coming in, being able to say, oh, actually that's 5 kids that are being fed for a year, that's 6 kids that are being fed for a year, which is really incredible. And the way that I've seen people be blessed by baking, whether it's that family friend that's really struggling with lockdown, just needs a little boost, or those parents and children that haven't baked together for a while, or family friends that haven't seen each other for a while because of COVID restrictions, being able to have a bake along over Zoom. It's just been a real joy. And my prayer is that will bless so many people and that you'll be encouraged and inspired by it too. Lovely to virtually see you guys, and hopefully see you in the flesh very soon. God bless.